Yo, 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 what's the dealio, y'all? What's the dealio, man? You already know. I got a banger for you today, all right? It's Sunday. The market is here. The market is about to open in less than 24 hours, y'all, right? So, in today's video, you already know it's the Sunday setup. We're gonna be going over my setups. We're gonna be going over what happened in the market last week, what's about to happen this week, what we got shaking, right? So if you just tuning in, man, say what's up. Let me know in the comments where you guys are tuning in from, right? And we're gonna get started in a second, y'all. How was everybody's weekend? Y'all good? Y'all good? Best Beezy, what up? Mark C, what's up? First ballot, what up, what up? Pamela, what's up, what's up? How y'all doing? Charlie, what up? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Listen, be sure to like this video as well, okay? Bryant, what up? Brian Jasper. Listen, y'all, we got some great setups this week. We also gonna recap last week as well, right? Last week I'm gonna break down exactly what happened, how the watch list went as well. All right. So Mark, okay, you in Detroit. Okay. Hey, shout out to Detroit, man. Shout out to the Midwest. You know what I'm saying? Dennis White, what up, what up? What up, y'all? I hope everybody is doing well. I hope y'all had a good weekend, having a good weekend. I know it's football Sunday, so I appreciate y'all tuning in with me today. It's always a little bit tough trying to figure out, what's the best time to go live, but we just got to do it, right? P. Bryant, what up, what up? Feeling good. Pittsburgh did this thing. Yeah, my Niners is playing right now, so we gonna see what's up. We got Orlando in the building. Hey, shout out to Orlando. QTZ, what up, yo? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Hey, real quick, y'all, right? Before we get started, who done made money with me over the last month, right? If you made some money with me, whether you inside of the Prosperity Collective or you not, right? If you made money, let me know in the comments, right? Hey, I'm glad you said that, Buckeye. This is more important than football. Some people they don't be feeling that way though. You know what I'm saying? So I don't be knowing. Doria, how you doing, Doria? Exactly, Mark. Yeah, yeah. What's up, Eleanor? How you doing? Hey, I'm glad y'all feel that way. You know what I'm saying? I try to leave space for, you know what I'm saying, like what's going on in the world and what people enjoy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but we about to get into this watch list. We about to get into, the recap and all of that stuff. So she said, I made money with you inside the collective. Yeah. Now, Eleanor, I remember you smacked like a week ago, you smacked out AMAT. I called that one out. So yeah, but we got some good swing trades. We got some good setups popping. So let's get into it, y'all. All right. So Jazzy D said, I made money. Best B, I made money for sure. QTZ, we make money over here. Yeah. Hey, QTZ, man, you be silent. You be super silent lately. I know you get into the bag. You know what I'm saying? Don't leave us hanging in the profits tab. You know what I'm saying? Don't leave us hanging. I know a lot of people be making money and they don't even be posting it. But and I get it. But yeah. Doria said I did make and miss 50% on Tesla because I wasn't patient. Okay. W. Johns, what up, what up? Pamela, okay, entertainment, it's learned. There we go. All right, so let's get into it, y'all. All right. So, what happened last week, right? So right now it is September, right? We got two more days of September. So what happened was last week we had some rug pulls, right? On Monday, it looked like things was going up. Out of nowhere, things went silly. And to end the day on Monday, a lot of things went down and they sold off. And then we had a continuation throughout the week, right? So we're going to go over SPY. We're going to go over the IWM. And then I'm going to show you guys a couple other things that I'm seeing. And then I'm going to give you guys my setups and we're going to recap what my watch list did last week as well, right? I'm a firm believer that I don't want you to just take my word for it. I want to show you the proof in the pudding, right? I want to show you the proof in the pudding. And so when I break down my watch list from the previous week, and then we go into it the next, like going into the next week, I want you guys to see that the things that I say and the trades that I'm looking at, it's not just talking, it's not just fluff. I want y'all to see and understand that we really do this every week, right? If don't matter if the market up, don't matter if the market down, we gonna be showing up every single day. All right. So I just want to make sure that you guys understand. If you're new to the channel, say what's up, right? Be sure to like this video as well, okay? Like this video. Let's get this live right here to 100 likes. All right. So yeah, okay. So we have the SPY and we got IWM, right? What up, Rich Forever Henry? What's up? What's up? Oh yeah, if y'all don't know, be sure to join the Prosperity Collective before October 1st. Our price is going to be going up on October 1st, and it's going to be no other way to, you know, get into it. So if y'all want to get in at a cheap price right now, then be sure to join. If not, on October 1st, you're going to wish you got in at the price right now. All right. So with that being said, let's go over the SPY and let's go over IWM real quick. Right. So we got SPY. All right. So we're going to look at the SPY. And then we're going to look at IWM. And we're going to see what's up. All right. So here we go. So pull this up. All right. So we got the SPY right here, right? So let's go to the weekly. This is the weekly right here. So if we go to the weekly time frame, I'm going to zoom in real quick, right? On the weekly, this right here is what we call a failed to up per the strap method, right? This is a failed to up channel right here. Candle, failed to up, right? Now, this is what it did last week. Let's go to the daily and see what it did in the individual days. Right, this was on Thursday. This was Tuesday, this was Monday. Okay, so Monday we had like a green day, right? We was up on a day. And then the rest of the week we came down, and then on Friday we tried to push up, right? So when you zoom out on a daily time frame, it looks like this, right? We came up out of this consolidation from last Friday, went higher, opened up, tried to come up higher, rejected, and then came down for 1 day, 2 days, and 3 days, right? So 3 days we went from 666 and we came all the way down to 654, right? So that is 667. So that's about a $13 drop right there, right? So, but look though, on Thursday, I went live and I talked about this right here. I said, this area is a bounce area, right? This area is a bounce area because look what happened here. SPY came down here and it bounced and it created new all-time highs, right? On Thursday, this was the candle that we had. I said we could bounce here and then we could go higher. And look what's happening, right? Now on Friday, we had a green day. So even though, what's up, Key? Even though we have a failed to up on a weekly, right? Even though we have a failed to up on a weekly, it did the failure to go higher didn't happen at the end of the week. It happened at the beginning of the week, right? This is very important to understand because you want to understand that like when you have a recovery, you want to know, okay, we're recovering now. When is the last time we was down or when did we come down, right? So we're coming fresh off of a pullback. So we could be going higher and creating newer all-time highs, or we could just come and reject, right? So this is a failed to up on a weekly, which does hold a lot of weight, but we failed to go higher at the beginning of the week and not the end of the week, right? And this is on SPY. So we at the daily, right? So look, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then boom, we recovered, right? A little bit, halfway. So we could come up to here and then try to come up to here, right? Or we could come up a little bit, retest, and then reject and come lower, right? So what I would say is on SPY for tomorrow, right? If you trade SPY, calls above 662.33, right? If SPY gets above 662.33, you can enter in the calls. So that's your resistance right there. Calls above 662.33. All right? Calls above 662.33. Right? Now, if we decide to come lower, puts below 657.80, right? That's support. Puts below 657.80, right? Now, let me be very clear. Calls above 662.33, absolutely, right? But if we come up to 662.33 or even 662.50 and we start to reject, then don't get into calls, right? Get into puts, because the time you get into puts, you only get into puts 2 times. When we broke support or when we rejected off of resistance, okay? I want to be very clear about that because these levels hit. These levels hit, okay? These levels hit. Whether it's to the upside off of a rejection or to the downside or off of a bounce, right? So this is the SPY, right? So if it comes up to 662.33 and it rejects, then you can get into puts as well and you write it down. If we break above 662.33, we go on higher, get into calls. Same thing on puts. If it comes down to 657.80 and it bounces and it starts to come up, then you could get into calls to the upside, or if it breaks below 657.80, that's when you get into puts, right? So always remember that you can, based off of my levels, you can trade calls or you can trade rejections or bounces, right? So I want to make sure that that's very, very, very clear, right? I want to make sure that y'all good right there. All right, does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense on the SPY, all right? Yo, Genesis, what up? How you doing? If you just watching this, man, say what's up in the comments. Let me know where you tuning in from. Also, be sure to like this video. All right, like this video. That's all I'm asking, right? We bringing videos to you every single day to help you become a better trader, make more money in the stock market, and we giving this game away for free, all right? If you want to go deeper, then I suggest and recommend that you join the Prosperity Collective. That's a trading community, right? We trade together, we swing trade together, we invest into shares together, we do all of that stuff, right? So, with that being said, that's on the SPY, right? That's on the SPY. Now what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna go over to IWM. That's another index fund. And that is an index fund, that's an ETF for small cap stocks, okay? From small cap stocks, all right? What's up, tapping in from Jersey? Hey, salute to Jersey, man. Jersey, New York, that whole area, I got love for the East Coast, man, for real. All right? But shout out to Jersey, man. What up, Donald G? So, the next thing we're going to get into is IWM for last week, and I'm going to give you the levels. All right? Darrell D, what up, what up? How you doing? How y'all doing, man? Like this video, subscribe to the channel. If you are not subscribed to the YouTube channel, man, be sure to go to the channel, click on that subscribe button, right? And let's keep it going. Let's go to IWM now. All right? We're going to go to IWM. All right? All right, cool. Let's go to IWM. IWM. I'm going to just go right here. All right. So we got IWM, right? This is on the weekly right here. Same thing, right? We got a failed 2 up. We got a failed 2 up on the weekly on IWM. Let's go to the daily. Right? Same thing happened. Right? Same thing happened on, what was this? What day was this? Quantel Wells. Oh, okay. Shout out to Miami, man. Shout out to Florida. So on Monday, we came right here, right? So we actually came down on Monday and then we pushed up, right? Because this is a failed two down. So we opened right here at 242 and we ended up going up to 244, right? And then the next day we came up Tuesday and then we came down on Wednesday, Thursday, and then we came up on Friday, right? We recovered a little bit. So that's on IWM for Friday. Now on the weekly time frame, like I said, we got a failed two up, which means that we went higher and we failed to go higher. But that happened at the beginning of the week, the beginning/middle of the week, right? Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, and now we're trying to rebound right here, right? So with that being said, for IWM tomorrow, all I'm gonna say is calls above 241.71, right? Calls above 241.71. All right. Calls above 241.71. That's the first, that's resistance right there. If it comes up to 241.71 and you see it start coming down and it's rejecting, that's when you get in the puts and you write it down because it's rejecting off this level and it's going to come lower. All right. Now, if you want to get into puts, we're going to say 239.37, right? Puts below 239.37. All right. And 239, not 139. All right, boom. Puts below 239.37, right? So for last week, for Friday, we got a $2 range right here. All right, we got a $2 range right here. Last week, on the weekly, we got 237. We got a $10 range from last week, right? So if IWM breaks below 237.62 on the weekly, then it's going to be coming down to about 235 and potentially 231, right? So keep that in mind. That's IWM off the weekly levels, right? Off the weekly time frame. Me personally, I think it might be a little bit hard to create new all-time highs on IWM again, because on the daily, yeah, we came down here and bounced, but I just don't know if IWM is going to come back up to 247 again, like right now, right? I think we may have some more bearish sentiments going on, and we could be coming down, right? But obviously we have to see. All I do is play the levels anyway, right? All I'm doing is I'm paying attention to support and resistance. That's it. That's all I'm doing, right? So those are the levels for IWM for this week, all right? Now, let me know if that makes sense for the SPY and for the IWM, all right? We about to get into my setups, but what I want to say is we're going to go over last week's watch list, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how my watch list performed, right? I'm a big believer of it's easy to talk, but when you could show the results and when you could show the tangible things that actually happen, that's when people start to believe and they start to understand the power of what's going on, right? So I want you guys to understand that I'm not here to just give you a play, right? I could make a video and be like, this the play. I'm gonna get into this and that's it. I could do that, right? But I really want you guys to understand this stuff on a deeper level, and that's why I decide to go deeper with my content, and I like to take my time with my content. These lives that I do are an hour, sometimes an hour and a half, right? I could go live for 15, 20 minutes and just give you the trades and the setup and that's it. But it's like, I want you to get some real knowledge and some real wisdom from these things, right? I want you to be able to come back to these videos as reference points as well, right? That's just my style. That's just how I like to do things. So I want y'all to understand this is why I'd like to sometimes go a little bit slower. I want to make sure that it's sticking, right? Because I'm here to change your life, right? I'm here to change your life, all right? Key said, I'm already swinging those both. Fingers crossed they get back up there. Okay. Okay, so you got calls. So I hope it does for your sake. But so now let's go to the weekly watch list from last week. All right. If y'all are just tuning in, say what's up in the comments. Let me know where y'all tuning in from. If y'all got any questions, drop them in the comments as well. And yeah, like this video for me. All right, and subscribe to this channel. So the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna go over last week's watch list. So let me pull it up inside of the Discord right now. All right. And I'm gonna show y'all exactly what happened last week. All right. So where we at? So I'm pulling up last week's. All right, boom. Okay. So the first thing we called last week, right, was right here. I called Tempest, right? Tempest AI. Very volatile stock. I said they're getting ready to break out. They have an all-time high breakout right here. They consolidated last week. If they get above 91.42, enter in the calls and we can run to $100, right? Now let's go to Tempest. Let's go to Tempest and let's see what they did, right? So TEM. All right. This was on Monday, right? On Monday, Tempest opened up here at 92. They came all the way up to 97 and they rejected very, very harsh, right? And then it just came right down here, right? So the thing about it is they gapped up, right? Because they were right here last week at 88. They gapped up to 92 and then they went up here and then they rejected, right? So if you would have got in at like market open on Monday and then wrote it up to 97, that would have been cool. But I didn't take that one because they had already gapped up. And so I knew that they had to come and fill that gap before I wanted to enter in the calls. And then they didn't hold that 91.42 level. So because they didn't hold that level, I didn't enter in the calls. And as you can see, they just kept coming down, right? So you could have got it off a gap up, or you could have said, oh, it gapped up and it came down and it broke below. Let me enter in the puts, right? That's another way you could have played it. And then it came all the way down here, all right? So that's how you could have played that one. So that was Tempest. The next thing that I called was NVIDIA, right? I called NVIDIA. I said, if we get above 178.78, enter in the calls, and we're going to go test the all-time highs of 184.62, right? That's what I said about NVIDIA. Let's go to NVIDIA and see what happened. So if we go to NVIDIA, last week, we were right here, right? We were right here, right? And then we came up above that 178.78, and look what happened. We blasted off, right? This was on Monday, right? Now, I was in a swing trade that I entered in on Friday, and I got in because I saw the 2-1 right there. And whenever I see a 2-1 and it's green, I'm expecting the stock to go higher, right? So I had hit them for like 190%, but on the daily, this was a candle, right? This was the candle right here. So if you would have got in above at 178.78 and took entry, you could have rode it all the way up to 183, 184, and it came up there and it tested those all-time highs. All right. And then look, it rejected right here. And then we recovered there, and then we got right here. This is a one candle. So I personally think that this week NVIDIA is going to be bullish. That's just what my personal bias is. I'm not telling you guys it's going to be, but I think it is going to be. I think they're going to go up because they pulled back this week and they pulled back the week before as well, and then they recovered. So just based off of pattern recognition, I do think that NVIDIA is going to be going to the upside. All right. So that's NVIDIA. That's what I called last week. The next thing that I called last week was Chewy, right? I called Chewy. I said we got a gap to fill up to 4108 right here. If we break above 3890, right, then you can enter in the calls. Really 3864, but if you're conservative, 3890, right, you can enter in the calls. Now look what happened with Chewy. Let's go to Chewy. So Chewy is right here. So on the daily, this was last Monday, right? So this was where they was at on Friday. Another 312, right? So look what happened. Boom, right? They came up on Monday. And where did they go to on Monday? They came up to 3903, right? They came up to 3903. And then they rejected, right, for 2 days. Well, they tried to come right back up, rejected, came back down here, came back down, and then they blasted off on Friday, right? So they came up above 3903, and then on Friday, they really made a nice move to the upside right there, right? So now I think that this week, Chewy is going to, they're going to finish this gap fill right here, and they're going to end up coming up here, right? This week or next week, depending on if they want to keep going up and down, right? They were getting rejected off of this order block and also these EMAs right here. So there was a lot going on, but they stayed strong, and then they was resilient, and then they broke through, and now this is where they're at, right? So yeah, this is what Chewy did. I said above 3903, it came higher, and it finally broke with strong conviction on Friday. All right. So that was what we did on Friday. Okay, I mean that's what we did last week on Chewy and also on the watch list. All right. So if y'all made some money off of this watch list or last watch list, let me know in the comments. Right. Let me know in the chat right now if you made money with this, because I gave you guys the levels, I gave y'all the stock, I gave y'all the whole setup. All right. So let me know if y'all made some money. All right. Yolanda said, thank you for giving Chewy. I made some racks on the Hey, salute. That's what's up, Yolanda. I'm glad you made some bread with it, right? She said racks too, right? Let's keep it clear. She said racks. She ain't say a couple dollars. She paid her rent with Chewy, right? So shout out to that, Yolanda. I'm glad you took that. What's up, Mikey? How you doing, Mikey? So now what we gonna do is, Best B said, I got in Chewy. I made 100% off that trade. There we go. CMC, he said Chewy. Hey, listen, y'all. Listen. When y'all be making money, man, I want y'all to blow me up in the comments, man. Right? On my videos, I want y'all to let me know in the comments you made some bread or shoot me an email. All right? My email is in the description box of every video. Right? Shoot me an email and let me know you made some, you know what I'm saying, you made some bread with it. Okay? I want to hear, you know what I'm saying, if y'all life is changing, if y'all seeing success with this stuff and all of that. I want to build a relationship with everybody who be watching. Even if I don't know you, I know you don't matter, right? I want to build that relationship with y'all and understand, you know what I'm saying, what be going on. So share y'all wins with me, all right? So what we're going to do is now I'm going to give y'all my setups for this week, right? Now there's a good amount of setups. I like to limit it to 3 on the live because sometimes it can be too overwhelming. I take other swing trades as well. I'm about to get a collective about 2 to 3 swing trades this week. We gonna all get into as well. So yeah, we about to get that popping. So if you want to, man, join the collective. It's bigger than just day trading. It's bigger than just a couple trades here and there. Like if you want to build with people, man, and build your network and all of that good stuff, come join it. Right before we go up. Don G said I made 30%. There you go. Chewy, yeah, Chewy still does look good. So I might day trade Chewy this week if I see it on a strong day. Chewy likes to pull back, so but it did break above those levels, and now there's no resistance. So I might trade it tomorrow if it's looking good, right? So so now let's go to the setups for this week, right? Let's go to my setups. So the first stock that I'm looking at this week, I'm pulling it up right now. So, all right. So the first stock, and I'm mad I kind of missed this breakout a little bit, but we still got some room to go. So, so here we go. Let me pull it up. All right. All right. So the first stock that I'm looking at this week is going to be HIMS, right? What I say, it's been on a tear past couple weeks. They had a real strong pullback. They look like they're ready to blast off, retrace to the upside, calls above 59.34. So let me show you the charts. Right? Let's go to the HIMS charts. All right. So check this out. So if you look at HIMS right here, right? It looks like they just had a pullback right here, right? They was all the way up at 58.54, which is where they're at right now, basically. They pull all the way back to 51, right? That's a nasty pullback right there. And then look, they came up, right? So they came up here with no wicks at the top either. No sellers were trading on Friday, right? All buyers. Look what happened on Wednesday. I mean, on the weekly. We got a 1 candle. So look at this whole candle right here, y'all. Right? If you see this whole candle right here and this whole wick right here, for 2 weeks straight, buyers were pushing HIMS up, right? It came all the way down to $48, right? HIMS is a very, very, very volatile stock, a very volatile stock. The way that it moves is crazy, right? To the upside and to the downside. So you got to be careful with this one. But it's a 2-1-2 setup, right? I would be looking for a 2 up this week coming. So if HIMS gets above 59.34 right here, 59.34, I really chose this resistance level, but you could say 59.01 if you want to. Once it gets above 59.34, you could enter in the calls, right? We don't have no real resistance until about right here, about $65 from $63 to $65, right? So I'm looking to enter into a HIMS swing trade this week. We may come down a little bit. We may pull back a little bit. And then when we pull back, that'll be my entry, right? Or if we come up a little bit, I may enter into some starters. And then when it does pull back, I may add to my position as well, right? So, but HIMS calls above 59.34. This is off the weekly. If you go to the daily time frame right here, just look. We ain't got no real resistance, right? So we got room to go, right? So that's 59.34 calls above 59.34 on HIMS. Okay. HIMS is a mover, right? HIMS is a mover. HIMS will make you money, right? If you could get it at a good price and you just let it ride, HIMS will make you a lot of money. Like no cap. HIMS is a mover. All right. My next setup, right? My next setup that I like. Where we at? What did I say? Oh yeah. This one looking real good too. I'm pulling it up right now. All right. So the next setup I got is going to be Boeing, right? ticker symbol BA. Now let's check this out, right? Buyer stepped in heavily last week, pushed them up, retracing their sell-off from a few weeks ago. If momentum continues, then if we break above 222, 224.24, entering the calls, right? Let's go to the charts. Let's look at BA real quick. Boeing. Check it out, yo. Right? So we gapped up here off the daily, right? So we could come down and fill this gap potentially. Now they sold off, right? They've been selling off, but they did get a solid support level right here. Okay? You see this level right here? This is a solid support level, right? 211. Now look what's going on, right? They gapped up, so they could come down and fill the gap. But this is a failed two up right here. But on a weekly, watch this. Buyer stepped in heavy, right? After a 3-bar and a 2-bar, right? 3-bar, 2-bar. Buyer stepped in, pushed it all the way down another week. So for what, 1, 2, for 3 weeks straight, Boeing been selling off, right? They blasted off. They came all the way up from they came all the way from like 160s, pushed all the way up here to 242. And for the past 3 weeks, 1, 2, 3, they've been selling off, right? They've been coming down. So they touched 211. And then last week, they came down there, bounced, and pushed up, right? So on Boeing, if we could get above right here, this 224.25 level, calls above there, and we don't have no resistance until 232, right? We ain't got no resistance until 232. So this could be a nice play right here. This could be a nice trade. It could happen in a day. It could happen over a couple days. It could happen over a week and a half, right? But this move right here, when you see a 3-bar, I mean, you gotta honor that 3-bar, right? I always respect my 3-bars. Those are momentous candles, and they'll make a stock go crazy, right? So above 224.25 for calls, right? Enter in, ride it up. You catch that $6 move, that could change your life. All right. So if that makes sense, let me know in the comments. All right. If that Boeing and HIMS, if those two make sense, let me know in the comments. Also, if y'all just tuning in, say what's up in the comments. Let me know where you're tuning in from. And also be sure to like this video, right? Like this video. Let's get this video right here to 100 likes. I'm giving y'all levels, right? I'm giving y'all legit support and resistance levels. This is all based off of hours of analysis, right? I literally go through these charts at the end of the week, all like for hours. And I look and I find my setups and I ask myself, which one looks the best, right? Which one has good volume? Which one has buyers? Which one has the best risk to reward, right? I could give you guys, I could put some on my list that's been running for 7 weeks. But what if it rejects? What if we get in and rejects and then boom, right? This is why my setups be so explosive, because I'm looking to find stocks before they really go crazy, right? So this is hours and hours of research, man. So be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, all right? And then I got one more stock, one more setup, right? And I always say, man, don't chase the stock, right? Trade the setups. Don't trade stocks. I like to trade setups, right? If I see a setup, it don't really matter what stock it is. As long as the stock has good spreads, right? It has good volume, it has good movement, and it has liquidity, I'm going to trade it. I'll take that, right? Because I trust the setups and I've learned how to trade my setups. That's the thing. I've learned how to trade my setups. Because I've learned how to trade my setups, it's very simple for me to trade the setup rather than always trying to find the stock, right? Or always trying to say, oh, I love NVIDIA, so let me trade NVIDIA every day. NVIDIA cannot have a setup, but if you keep trading it, then you could lose money, right? So I'm looking for explosive setups that have a high risk to reward ratio and that look like they about to go crazy. That's what I like to trade, right? That's why a lot of times the stocks that I have on my watch list, sometimes they be seeming kind of random, but no, I've traded these stocks before. I pay attention to these stocks. These stocks are on my trading view watch list, and I pay attention to these stocks, right? So when I bring these setups to you guys, I want you to know and understand that it's not random. I'm waiting until the stock has a certain setup, and then I will bring it to you guys, right? So I vet all of these setups and I vet all of these stocks before I put them on a public platform, because I want you guys to be able to make money, right? My setups, they don't be going awry, right? Usually, what they do is they be happening, they be hitting. All right. So if you rock with me, you're gonna make some money. Okay. So yeah. So the next thing is the last setup that I got right here. The last one I got right here is going to be, where we at? Hey Benji, if you was getting murdered last week, man, come join the collective before we go up on the price, all right? If you just tuning in, man, we going up on the price on October 1st, right? I want y'all to understand, once we go up on the price, it's going to be way more than what it is right now. We also going to be doing weekly study sessions inside of the collective, and we've got a whole course that we're putting inside of it as well. So it's going to be a lot more mentorship than it is just a course, right? Or a group, right? We going to have a course that's got I think it's about 30 videos, right? A good amount of time is on these videos. It's going to be very, very thorough. And then also we're going to have weekly study sessions as well, so that we can get all y'all questions answered on a weekly Zoom study session. And that study session is going to be recorded, and you're going to be able to reference it as well. Okay, so be sure to join that, y'all. Like, we really going hard with this. All right. So the last setup that I have is going to be right here. This is going to be a banger as well. I'm just telling you guys, this is going to be a banger. All right. Do what you will with this information. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just sharing what I'm seeing on the charts. Right. So my last setup is going to be right here. It's going to be Marvell, MRVL. Right. We sitting right here at a strong resistance level. All right. We got a 212 setup. If we break above $85, entering the calls, right? So let's go to the charts, and let me show you guys what we're talking about here. All right. So look at this beauty right here. Look at this beautiful chart. This chart right here is beautiful. I'm just going to say it's just beautiful, right? So look, we got resistance right here, right? Resistance right here at 84.84, right? That's why I put $85. If we can get above right here, we ain't got nothing but room. The next level I would say would be right here at 97 and then potentially 92, right? Besides that, we ain't got no real resistance right here, right? So if we get above $85 on Marvell, MRVL, I would say enter in the calls, and you could ride this thing up right here. All right. Marvell is a mover. Look at the last 3 days, 3 weeks, right? 1, 2, 3. It was at $64, and now look at it. 83. Come on now. Right? That's a $20 move right there. And they don't even have earnings for 60 days. Right? They don't got earnings for 60 days right there. Okay? So that's my last play right there, right? Calls above $85 for MRVL. Banger, right? Now it may break higher, come back here to retest, and then it could go crazy. All right. This is on a weekly time frame, and this is on a daily time frame. On a daily time frame, we got a 2-1. After a 2-1, usually comes a 2 up, right? Or a 2 down. So I would be paying attention to that right there. All right, but that's MRVL. All right. So let me know if that makes sense, right? Let me know if MRVL makes sense, okay? And what I want to do is, I want to say, if y'all got any stocks that y'all want to hear about, like want me to go over the charts real quick, drop it in the comments, right? We got a little bit of time. So I'll do that right there. But I want you guys to know and understand that this is your week, right? Every single week in the stock market is your week. Literally. Every single week in the stock market is your week. Every single week in the stock market, you have an opportunity to change your life. But you're not going to get there by wanting somebody to just tell you, is a stock going up or down? I understand that that's what we want, but it's about understanding how the market moves, understanding the sectors, and knowing where a stock could be going, right? With your own intuition and your own understanding. This is why I say the more you study, the less you worry. Because when you understand this stuff based off of studying and observing and analyzing, you are able to make your own decisions, and now you have the power inside of you to go make all of this money you want in the stock market, right? But we got to do our part by doing the work, right? You got to be willing to do the work, like do the real work, right? Don't just have, oh, I'm gonna just have somebody tell me what stocks to trade this week. I get it, but I'm trying to help y'all never need that, right? I'm not gatekeeping. I'm trying to give you this stuff. So it's like every week is your week. Every week could change your life. And all it takes is 1 week, 1 day, 1 trade, right? All it takes is one to flip your account, and now your life is going to be changed forever. The whole trajectory of your life is going to be changed forever. All it takes is one trade, 1 day of trading, 1 week of trading. It just takes one bold decision, one fearless decision, one time for you to get in the trade fearlessly. And that trade goes and runs, and now you flipped your money 3 times, and now you're like, oh shit, right? It only takes one. So I want you guys to understand that every week you get a chance to change your life in the stock market. Are you going to take that? Are you going to take that opportunity and really run with it? Or are you going to self-sabotage yourself and keep allowing your account to sink lower and lower and lower, right? Every week you get an opportunity to change your life, but you got to really do the work. You got to put in that work on a consistent basis, right? So I just wanted to say that I want you guys to understand that right there, right? I want you guys to understand that right there. Everybody want the stocks, right? Everybody want the analysis. XOM, Oracle. Mark, what does Oracle look ready for? Tell me what you think Oracle look ready for. He said Tesla, UNH. For sure, Mike 2 times. ZVRA. I'm in bull swings. So I'm actually about to enter into a Webull swing trade, but I'm gonna enter into it like Tuesday probably, and I'm gonna get out about 45 to 60 days out. Webull is about to blast off, right? Webull's about to blast off. That's all I'm gonna say about Webull. Webull's about, if you in Webull right now, I would probably say if you don't have a long enough expiration, I'll probably cash out and get a longer expiration, because Webull for the month of October, that's one of my stocks for the month of October. Webull is about to go crazy. All right. Over the next 30 to 60 days, Webull about to go crazy. All right. Mark's cute. Mark C said Oracle puts. That's right. Look, let me show y'all Oracle real quick. All right. So look, let's go to the Oracle charts. Look at this right here. Right? Look at this right here. Oracle beat earnings, went from 242 all the way gapped up to 319, and then 345, right? So it went up $100 in 24 hours. Came down, came back up, came down, came back up. Look what happened. Rejected over here off of a lower high. Now it came lower, right? But if you look at the weekly time frame, look at the weekly though. Right? No buying power pressure at all, right? None. All sellers. No wick at the bottom. Zero. And then we got selling pressure all the way around. I entered into puts on Friday on Oracle. So I got into Oracle puts on Friday. I told everybody in the Discord, right? Everybody in the Prosperity Collective, I said, hey, I'm swinging out the money puts on Oracle, right? That's what I'm doing. If y'all want to join me, here it is. But when you see a 3-bar that looks like this off of the weekly time frame, man, we about to see some red on Oracle, right? So I think that Oracle could easily come down $20 at least to 262. If it breaks 262, we got this 9 EMA right there. Then we just got a big gap, y'all. Like straight, it's just a massive gap, right? Look on the daily, we got a lot more to go. So I think that Oracle is gonna be coming down. It could come down all the way to 256 this week just to balance itself out. And then we could get ready to go back to the upside on Oracle, right? But Oracle still got room to go all the way down here, potentially at 180, because it has a gap that it hasn't filled yet from its first earnings beat this year, earlier this year in the second quarter. They just had earnings for Q3. They had Q2 earnings announced last month, right? So first quarter, second quarter earnings right there, right? So they still got gaps to fill, and they coming down. They got selling pressure. So I definitely think that Oracle, I'm looking for a gap down tomorrow, honestly. If they could gap down by $15, $20, shit, I'll take those profits, right? We talking 200-300%. Honestly, I don't know how gold is gonna. I don't know how much the trend is gonna keep going. Gold is kind of hard to swing because you just got to get in and trust that it's gonna keep going up, right? But if we look at GLD, right? Look at GLD. Look at it. It's going absolutely ridiculous, right? It went from 314 all the way to 347, right? All over a matter of what? A matter of a month, right? From August 29th to now, they up $40, right? Now I called this. This is a bull flag right here, right? This is charted out. Like this is what I'm saying, y'all. I have this stuff charted out. So when it be happening, I don't be surprised. Right? Now, if you want to do a measured move, let's look at this real quick. This is the bull flag breakout. So gold potentially could be going to like 360. Right? Potentially could be going to 360. Now, if we look at the weekly, we got continuation. Like it ain't looking like it's really slowing down, right? We got a little seller stepping in, but we could be going up to 360 on our GLD, right? This is a bull flag breakout, boom, right? So that's what I got on gold. Okay. Mike Taylor said, without a doubt, best investment you'll ever make in yourself. For new trader, do yourself better. Find yourself a community, embrace your journey. Yep, nah, salute. For sure, Mikey. I still got gold for a month. Keep going. Yeah. Hey, if you are in gold, man, and keep post some of y'all. If you in a collective, man, I know y'all don't be wanting people to know your business, but listen, share some of y'all profits that you got going on, because that stuff, it helps everybody see how possible it is. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I know, right, Best B? 2 hours. Right, right. I'm excited too. I'm excited too. What else? What else y'all said? I'll do one more stock. Let's go to XOM Mobile. Right, we'll go to XOM Mobile. Right, XOM. All right. So, All right, so XOM is sitting right here at an order block. You also could look at this. This is on a weekly. If we go to the daily, if we go to the daily time frame, we could see that we're right back in this area. So I'm gonna drag this over, and this is a demand zone right here. So it looks like it's like right above here, and it is a gap also to fill. It filled it. So it's on the daily. So for XOM Mobile, it could come up to 120, but me personally, I don't like the spacing on a daily chart. I don't like how it looks. It could come up to 120, 123, but we have a lot of traffic right here, right? We have a lot of traffic right here, and so it could reject at any area right here. So this chart doesn't really excite me. It doesn't matter if it's the daily or the weekly time frame. This chart don't excite me, if I'm being honest. Yeah, we got too much resistance going on over here. So if you want to day trade it, feel free to day trade it, but I wouldn't take entry into a swing on this one. Also because it's at 117 already, and what XOM usually likes to do is it likes to go between $100 and like $120 right here, right? So the risk to reward, it's not too great on this stock right here. There is no real risk to reward because it's kind of like up where it usually goes and then it'll reject. It could go a little bit higher, but I haven't seen XOM go above 124 in a long time, right? It came up to 126. When was that? Back in September of 2024, but that's it, right? Just look at it. Look at where this is the highest it's been, right? In a long time, right? So we're basically close to like highs. If we go to the monthly, oh yeah, these are all, we're basically close to all-time highs right here, right? All-time highs are at 126 and we're sitting at 117. So you got a little bit of room, but I ain't really tripping on XOM. Like I wouldn't even give that time, honestly. All right. But yeah, so yeah, y'all. XOM. So yeah. So listen, y'all. If you are not, be sure to join the Prosperity Collective. Like this video for me. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'm bringing life-changing videos to you every single day. I'm going live at least 2 times a week. Some weeks I may do 3. Some weeks I may do a boot camp and do 4 days straight alive, right? Every single day I'm bringing information to you guys that could change your life, all right? So just do me that one favor, like this video, and also subscribe to this YouTube channel because I'm here to change your life, all right? So I hope that made sense for you guys all. I hope that you guys make some money with this watch list. I hope that you guys are learning and retaining all of this stuff, and I hope that y'all are getting better, all right? Mason said, XOM stole 2K from me. Hey, stocks will take your money. Straight up, stocks will take your money, and they will not care. You know what I'm saying? Opportunities to make 30% to 300% day trading options. QBTS had 180% trade on one of the bots. Yep. He tripled his money in an hour. That's what I'm saying, y'all. Like, Mike's just said he tripled his money in an hour. Tripled. So that means 1,000 to 3,000. That means 5,000 to 15K. That means $500 to $1,500. Come on now, right? Come on, right? Let us show you a different way to do things, right? I use the strap method. I feel like the strap method is extremely efficient, and I think it's the best way to trade it, in my opinion, right? Come on, we got a full course, right? Everybody that's already inside, they getting grandfathered in, right? So get grandfathered in, and then also, please understand that it ain't gonna be like this forever, right? So come join us, come trade with us, come flip your money. I love the strat. I'm always talking about the strat, and we got study sessions weekly that we about to start doing as well. All right. So, so yeah, y'all. Listen, I'm about to hop off. You guys have a great, great, great Sunday. All right. Like I always say, make sure you get up out your head and go get into this world, because your head is a dangerous place to live. All right, y'all? And also remember, the more you study, the less you worry. All right? I appreciate y'all time, man. Y'all have a great, great, great day. All right? I'm going to see you guys tomorrow morning inside of the Discord. If not, I'm going to see you guys on tomorrow's YouTube video. All right? All of y'all, man, y'all stay smooth. And y'all trade the smart way. All right. Don't be all anxious out here. Don't be doing too much. Be patient. All right. Be disciplined and make sure that you get this money. All right. Y'all have a great day. Stay smooth. I'm going to holler at y'all. Peace.